All right, welcome back on the Lake Sports. If you're watching this on video, you can already see it's a bit of a different group. Only three of us today. Just Luke, Frank, and I. We're going to talk about some football. I mean, that's all we ever talk about, so let's get into it. Hey, Frank, what happened? What happened last week with the Steelers? I thought you guys were going to go beat Buffalo after that rebound. You guys were going to be, in the words of Joey Vitale, pissed off. What happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously huge Big Ben guy here. 7-3 going down the field to score, throws a pick six. I mean, that hurt. That's killer a little bit, especially the way. I mean, you could tell the way that game was going. It was going to be low scoring, and I saw a Pittsburgh reporter tweet out something that said like the Steelers defense was fighting like they were on Iwo Jima. That's how hard they were playing. And
That's bold.
I agree with them though.
Oh, yeah, you were comparing war to football. No, that's where I draw the line.
We're not comparing war to football, but for how hard they were playing, like obviously there's like that's a whole different subject. But I mean, it's an analogy. Like everybody, calm down.
We respect the troops.
But they were like, I mean, he's right though. I mean, we were hurt. We were definitely hurt. And my biggest takeaway from that game before everybody flips out is they're tired. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, they're tired.
That's
And
so
Drew, I
soft.
see the look on your face. They are though. I mean, we keep talking about the 3 games in 12. How about the 4 and whatever they did? The 4, I looked it up. They talked about the 4 games. You have 30 days to play 4 games. We did it in 19.
Okay. It's a long NFL season. Everyone goes through periods of time where you have a lot of games.
Drew, it doesn't matter because other teams had their bye week in the middle of the season, like ours was supposed to be. But we haven't messed up yet this year, and we got screwed by it. Let's not.
You guys had
as much as you hate
with
them,
the Ravens.
as much as we were ready to play though. We could have played. We handled our outbreak. We didn't have
to push the game back another time because of you guys.
That wasn't us. That was not us. That was
them. Both of you.
That was them. That was not us.
You guys had it too.
Us. We had 3 guys have it, not 27.
Yeah, and you have to postpone with 3 because of contact tracing.
Not if they test negative. Not if they test negative. They've had cases game day, and they haven't canceled games. That was not us. That was not us. And if we would have already played the damn game, it wouldn't have mattered. But anyway, they're tired. They're hurt right now, and they'll be fine. They'll figure it out. He's going to start throwing the deep ball because everybody's bitching about that. He's going to start throwing the deep now. And he's banged up too. That's a problem. That's a big problem. If he's banged up, we don't go anywhere without him. And no matter if you hate him or love him, we don't go anywhere without him. So
my big thing for the Steelers is you keep saying how they're banged up. And yeah, of course they are. I'm not going to try to deny that they're not hurt. But the injuries aren't going to go away. You guys have guys out for the year. It's not like you guys are going to get healthy all of a sudden. You're not going to have an extra bye week with the 1 seed. So I don't think that's going to change. You guys are just going to be hurt at this point.
That I disagree with you there because that is going to change because you have Spillane coming back. Joe Hayden was out. He's coming back.
Yeah.
The offensive guards that we also go down and stuff, they're all coming back. And we're getting people off the COVID list. So like you said, I mean, obviously, Bush went down against you guys, and that was what, week 5, 6?
Yeah.
So that hurt. That kills us a little bit, but we've been fine without him. Dupree, like that hurts a lot. But I mean, I always rip on him, and I still don't like him just because of this quote, or not because of this quote, just because I don't like what they do, the Pro Football Focus thing. But if you look at Pro Football Focus, they did a whole article about Highsmith and said how well he's been playing, just stepping in like that. And that dude was gassed Sunday night. He wasn't hurt. Like they showed him hurt. He was gassed. Like they're tired. I'm telling you, they're tired. Like we don't know. We look at that and we think, 3 games, 12 days, that's easy. We don't know. Our bodies aren't out there. There's a reason you take a week between games to play football games. There's a reason for that. I mean, come on. It's the NFL too. A lot of, physical. It's the NFL.
I mean, that's a lot. I mean, you guys have had, of course, a shorter period of rest But I mean, everyone's battling through injuries right now. I mean, like especially like the Browns have been doing it all year too. So it's just one of those things that like injuries happen.
Yeah,
You gotta battle
I
through.
get that, but no house played 3 games, 12 games. Like, I mean, that's how it is. And that's just you're not going to change my mind about that. I mean, week 4, you get a bye week 4. That sucks. Like, if I was a team that had a bye week, if it was given to us already, yeah, I wouldn't be complaining. But Jesus, and I get it. The whole season's like up in the air. But look, we're fine. We win this week. We lock up the North. And hopefully, I think we're going to beat the Colts. I think the Colts, the frauds. And
no. Colts have
yeah.
looked so good recently.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, if anything, recently they've been.
I'm not
doing
worried about Phillip Rivers. You kidding me? No, not worried about Phillip Rivers. Mark my words,
run
we are
game
beating
too,
the
though.
Colts.
Hines and
Mark my
Taylor.
words, we are beating the Colts. We are beating the Colts, and
I
then we're going to
wouldn't
sit against you guys.
I wouldn't guarantee a win against the Colts. Well, if you guys are sitting guys at that point, we would probably be sitting guys too, because we're not like changing seating as long as we're clinched into a spot at that point. Which
That's how I think it
be.
is. That's how it's. I think it's going to be. I think you're going to finish 13-3, and we're going to lose against you guys because we're sitting everybody.
Because I think we'll probably be sitting a lot of guys too, just depending on like seating. Because
Yeah.
hopefully we win our next 2. Because if we win those next 2, we're already in.
And like you said, I mean, just talking about it, like, are you scared? No, I'm not scared. I'm scared of 2 teams in the NFL. I'm scared of the Chiefs, and I'm scared of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What?
I'm scared of what Steeler team's going to show up on Sunday.
I was like, what was
That's the only teams that scare me. I mean, what team? You can get the Washington team that showed up. Like, if you look at it, like, Buffalo's not that bad. It's just a big deal because it was our second loss in a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if that was our first loss of the season, no one's panicking right now. Like, they're just like, all right, first loss. Like, but it's just second loss in a row. Everybody's panicking.
No.
That's
and
all
I think the big
though.
thing people are forgetting is 2 losses in an NFL season is amazing. Through 13 weeks, teams have just been so good this year that it's been like there's been really good teams and then there's been really bad teams. There hasn't been a lot of that middle ground usually. There's a lot of playoff teams this year. There's not a lot of teams fighting for that like 7. It's teams fighting from like 3 or 4 through like 10. And then the rest, then there's teams that just have no shot. So I think that's the big problem this year.
That is definitely a great point because, like, I mean, you think 11-2. Think about, like, what if that, like, the seeding last year, like, go back to last year's format. We're still like, all right, like, we still get a bye. We're fine right now. Like, we just got to win. I mean, so I think the format changes things a lot. Like, if you look at everything, I mean, a lot more to play for. But like you said, great point. 11-2. That's still good. I mean, they lose out. They're 11-5.
That's the big thing. As Browns Steelers fans, we're 9-4 and we're 11-2, and we're still like we're freaking out. We're having great years.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like we're 8-4 or something like that on the fringe, and I'm like we clinched Sunday. We clinched, and everybody's freaking out. I'm like, okay, well, the first step to going anywhere is getting in the playoffs. So we already did that. Like, let's worry about the other things as they come. We'll figure it out. They're gonna be all right. On to you guys.
Luke, how are you feeling about the Steelers? So we heard about 10 minutes of Frank. So, Luke, what's your thoughts on that? You're another Steelers
just go
fan
on mute and eat my burger now.
You both certainly know I'm not as a passionate fan of the Steelers as Frankie is, and it's not a knock against you. You're like, I love the Steelers, but I mean, you take it to another level. I'm more of a college guy, but I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. 11-2. I mean, you sit there and you say, "Oh, a team's 11-2." It's like that blind resume thing. You see a team that's 11-2, you're gonna be like, "That's a pretty darn good football team." So, and I agree. I mean, I thought the Bills played really well, though. I mean, I think the Bills are a pretty good team. So,
that's a great point. The Bills. Yeah, they're trending in the right direction. Their defense too. That's the big thing for the Bills. At the beginning of the year, you're like, their offense is pretty solid, but their defense was looking horrible. Now that defense is starting to look like the defense that we expected. Because everyone expected at the beginning of the year, Bills are like a 12-4 type team. They're looking the part now.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you go from the Washington game, where, again, I will still say I thought Washington played really well in that game. I don't think that it was
Washington's playing well.
Yeah.
Their defense is insane.
Again, like Frank said, if the Bills is our first loss of the year and it's not 2 weeks in a row, I think people are like, yeah, Bills are good. If anything, the talk isn't more the Steelers aren't well or like aren't good. It's more of like, wow, the Bills are legit. And I think people are saying that, but I don't think the Bills are getting that much of credit because it's more focused on, Steelers lost 2 in a row. But I don't know. I mean, Bills look good.
Because, of course, I'm the
I
first
just
person
want
to
to say
jump on
one
Steelers.
thing.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Real quick, I'm sorry. I right after you, and you guys are going to bash me for this.
Oh, God.
Not afraid of the Bills. I'm going to say I'm not afraid of the Bills.
They dominated you. That's a dumb thing to say. I would be afraid
I'm not
of them
afraid
if I
of
were
them.
you.
And if we had to go play them again, I'd be perfectly fine with us playing them again. But that's all I'm going to say.
If we play them again, I'd be scared, but I don't think it'd be like, oh, we're going to lose again. I think it'd be a battle.
So if you gave me Ravens or Bills, who do you want to play? I'm taking the Bills. That's my opinion right now. True.
Like if I was the Browns,
honestly,
yeah.
You should be the same way. You should be the same
Well,
way.
we just don't match up with Lamar well.
Neither do we.
Yeah.
Listen, and the other thing, 3 times a year, 3 times in 1 year. I mean, that's dangerous waters, my friend.
Yeah, that's to go 3-0. That's a lot.
It doesn't happen really in the NFL.
It does.
The two times we did it, we went to the Super Bowl. We went 3-0 against the Ravens. That scares me. I don't want to face him first round. I do not want to face him first round because then all the first round bye-byes can become real. Because he scares me with that option because we've showed nothing to stop it. We couldn't stop RG3 in that option, and we couldn't stop him. So that scares me a little bit.
Yeah, honest, and that's about it for the AFC. NFC. Big game this week for Saints Chiefs. I think that's kind of like a big tell for the Saints.
Yeah, because Brees coming back.
They haven't looked good recently. Their defense looked pretty solid, and obviously you haven't had Drew Brees, but is Drew Brees the fix? I don't really think he is. I've said it all year. I've complained about him that I think it should be Jameis Winston now, and he got screwed over for not playing with Taysom Hill.
Dude.
It doesn't.
That's what you get.
Looking pretty good.
Jameis Winston, if you see this, that's what you get for declining our offer. That's what you get. I'll forgive you if you come back next year, but this is what you get. You got sat by a dude from BYU, I think. I don't even know where he went to college. That's how sorry he is, but you got benched behind him.
Before this passing touchdown, he just had last week. Before that, it was 2016 was the last time he threw one or something crazy
college.
like that.
He hadn't thrown one since college.
That Kendall Hinton dude for Denver had a more recent touchdown pass than him, which I thought is just an insane stat. But
especially since he throws it a lot, and he throws the deep ball. He would come in just to throw the deep ball. Drew Brees would come out like last year even. So that was he didn't throw a touchdown. I was beyond shocked.
Dude, I don't know. And they lost to the Eagles. That was.
I'm gonna stop you there.
Crazy.
The NFC beast is looking killer right now.
Yeah, it is fluky. It's fluky. Well, it's fluky, but they are good. But
the Eagles are looking healthy again with Jalen Hurts too.
Jalen could be the truth, man.
They might sneak into it. My dream is week 17.
My dad is 110% convinced that you guys are losing Sunday.
To the Giants?
Revenge game.
I told
so. Him no way.
We said they're going to lose smashing Freddie Kitchens.
I said they're going to lose the Jets.
Oh, I would kill myself. Because I need another team in the club. The more the merrier. Because if there's 5 or 6 teams eventually down the road that have 0-16, you're it's not just us. It's it's happened. It happens. It doesn't happen right now. We just need some more. But who do you guys think is going to come out of the NFC East right now? Because that's the last thing.
Oh.
I like the football team still, but they're not looking good. What's scaring me this week, you're facing the Seahawks with Dwayne Haskins. I love Dwayne. Love Dwayne. Close to my heart. And Washington doesn't help him either. They keep him in the pocket, no mobility, but he stinks. I'll say it.
Yeah.
I think Washington peaked too soon.
I'm still on. No, go ahead, Drew. Go ahead.
No, my pick's Washington. What about you guys? So.
Yeah, I'd say Washington, but I don't know. Like you said, Eagles.
That was my next one. I want a week 17 matchup. There's a way that it can work out that those teams can play for.
I did see that. Yeah.
The championship of NFC East, and
I would love that.
I hate to say it to Zane. I would love to see the Eagles just rip his heart out because he actually has hope in those football team guys. Too.
Or would even be better if like they just decide to throw Carson back in and he just has like a career day. Like that would just be
Dude,
insane.
I mean, I look at it like this. I think Washington wins the division, but I think the Eagles are the more dangerous playoff team. I think that's how it works.
But my thing is, if you're an NFC wildcard team, football team wins that division. Do you want to go to Washington and play that hot of a team? I would not want to run into them right now. Call me crazy, but
So wait,
Well, they would play
they have a home game. If they win, whoever wins that division has a home playoff game.
Oh yeah. Wait,
Yeah, so they play a wild
who-
card team though anyway.
Who plays
Yeah.
the Seahawks this weekend?
Football team.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's a scary one.
I don't know. I mean, Seattle's looking weird, man. I don't know.
I don't trust them at all right now. They
I
look
know. Yeah,
bad.
Dude, I don't know what happened to Russ. I mean, like I have Russ in my fantasy league, and every week I'm saying to myself, I'm like, he's due for one. Like he's gonna go off, and he just puts up like 20 points, if that.
Their division's overrated too, dude.
The Rams are really. I love the Rams. I think the Rams
I
are.
like the
I know
Rams
they
too.
lose stupid games too, though. Like they lose bad games.
Yeah. The Rams are close. They're not like elite, but they have a lot of good parts, and that defense is starting to get good.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
But anything else on NFL? You guys got anything?
You're gonna avoid what happened on Monday night?
No one asked me. I mean, I'm not mad.
Yeah, go ahead, Drew. Give me your rant.
Yeah, I want you asked Frank about it. I want to hear your opinion.
Yeah,
I'm not mad.
because then I can counter it, brother. Go ahead.
I'm not mad. I mean, our defense sucks. They're hurt, and I expected them to give up at least 30. If I thought we'd get to 40, I thought we'd win at least, like in a shootout, but it gives me hope. I mean, I really think some of our receivers are pretty good. Jarvis is obviously elite. Donovan Peoples-Jones is starting to look very good. Kadero Hodge is back and healthy this week, so that'll be another decent target. Higgins is a little scary, but he's okay. And I think we have good tight ends too. O-line is awesome. The defense has.
Odell.
I agree. I think if we can get 2 second rounders for him, I'd love to. We need to shore up the defense. 2 second rounders for Odell. I think that's fair.
Interesting.
I don't think a team would give that up.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
I thought 1 first or 2 seconds. But like, think about it. Guys like Kenny Stills is like a first round pick. He's getting that traded for it. So I think we can get 2 second rounders for Odell. He still has the name.
Who the hell would you get the 2 from? Like most teams don't have 2.
Like 1 this year, 1 the next year.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Either that, or if they have 2, I'll take 2 now.
I'm thinking Madden. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but so it's one of those things. It's like I don't love Odell, and I'd also like to move Austin Hooper because I think I want to keep Njoku actually, and Harrison Bryant's very good at tight end. He has some drops and some fumbles, but I think those 2 are better and cheaper. So you can move on from that. Then we just shore up the defense this offseason. We're not a Super Bowl team. I said before the year, 10 wins, I'm happy. I said if we get 10 wins this year and we don't make the playoffs, oh well, we got to 10 wins. That's all I wanted this year. So we're 1 win away from my goal. If we go to the playoffs and win a game, we overachieved in my eyes, not in like the real fans' eyes, but I'm such a pessimistic Browns fan that the smallest glimmer of hope is like, oh, that was pretty good. So I'm going to just take it. That's all I have to say about that. I'm not that mad. We kind of got embarrassed from giving up 45, but Baker showed out, and that was the big thing. And he's looked very good now for 6 straight weeks of just being a good enough game manager with 2 elite running backs.
I agree with that. Very good running backs.
And Nick Chubb,
Great running back.
you can hate the Browns as much as you want. Nick Chubb is top 5 in the league. There's no questions about that.
5.
Why don't they use him like
Yeah,
he's top
yeah,
5 in the league
5.
though?
What did you say, Frank?
I said, why don't they use him like he's top 5 in the
okay.
league?
Yeah, let me go back to ranting. That was my biggest complaint. In the first half, we just said, whoa, we're going to throw the ball a million times. Oh, why? We're facing an elite pass defense, and you have 2 elite running backs who are already thrashing them. Just keep handing the ball off. The more touches Chubb gets, just the better. He just keeps going and going. He's kind of like that Derrick Henry guy. Like that Derrick Henry style where the more you give Derrick Henry the ball, the more tired the defense is going to get, and Derrick Henry's not going to get tired. Same with Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
And then even with Nick Chubb, you can take him out for a drive, and then you have a Kareem Hunt.
You have Kareem Hunt. Yeah, yeah.
And then when you run it 5 times in a row, Baker's best play is that play action. That bootleg with Baker, it's amazing. It gets receivers open downfield, and he's able to get out of the pocket, set his field, and make an open throw where he's not getting balls batted down because he's 2'2". It sets up the offense. We have to run the ball like 35 times a game, and that there's the Browns don't win when we don't run the ball.
Yeah,
And one last thing, our best defense is having the ball because our defense isn't going to stop anyone. So if they can't have the ball, they can't score unless Baker throws pick sixes. Those are always on the table too. Because
that's why I'm not worried. Like that's why I'm not like 100% like freaking out about playoffs, is because like defense is so important. Like come that time. So I mean, look, I hate them. But and it's funny because we were me, my dad, and my brother were sitting here, and we were like, "Wow, who would have thought we'd be cheering for the Ravens against the Browns right now? Like at this point of the season."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, first of all, congratulations playing in a big primetime game. I mean, that's always hype.
I mean,
another this week.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, dude, like I'm watching a very good football game on Monday night that involves Cleveland. Like this
call me crazy. Was that not the best game of the year? Like just from a fan's perspective, from NFL fans.
I said that.
Amazing game.
I don't think you could find someone that's going to deny that. But
it was a fun football game. So like, I have such low expectations for the Browns. I literally said before the game, I was like, if we lost 41-0, wouldn't surprise me. So we looked competent. We're 1 year away.
That was a heartbreak. Like I was thinking of you in Spain when at the end of the game, and I was like, "Whoo."
Listen, I think I texted in the chat. I knew he was drawing it. I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it in person to me 3 or 4 times. I'm not even over exaggerating either. That's I knew he was drawing it,
dude. And that's like the most like Browns way ever to lose. Like just like on that, like it's like just an absolute heart ripper.
Because the Browns are still the Browns.
And that's what I've been telling everyone. Everyone's like, oh, the Browns aren't the Browns anymore. Like, we're a new team. I'm like, no, that is the most stereotypical Browns loss of all time, where you look, you thought you're going to win the whole time, and then you still lose. It's a Browns loss.
Until you win one of those games, and it'll probably be against us because I'm talking like this right now, but until you win against one of those games, you're still a Browns. Like that's just how it is.
Dude, I mean, even like the Steelers game. Even like the Steelers game too, where it was like, oh, you know, they're hot, and then we just
they were so hyped up. I caught shit that whole week.
Yeah.
It wasn't even fun to give it out because we murdered them. Like it wasn't even fun to give it out because we murdered them.
I know. I didn't even.
But even you guys have to admit, this is a different Browns team now. Night and day. The O-line, the run game.
From that game?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
We're different. This is the team that we've expected for 2 years now. So we're 1 year away. That's my takeaway. We're 1 year away. And I think that if next year, I'll be disappointed if we don't win the division, because I think we have the talent. And I think we should be at least splitting with the Steelers and splitting with the Ravens. We can't.
I said it in one of the shows. I said this is our window. I said our window's right here. This and next year, unless we trade for like a Stafford, then we could win.
How about that other guy?
Who? Sam Darnold. If we get Carson Wentz, dude, I mean we're gonna be the Browns.
One of those, dude. Like what? Oh,
no. Not him. Anybody but him.
No.
Yeah, I like Darnold. Everybody's saying like I want to put Darnold in a winning culture.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
Agreed.
I'd rather have Darnold than Wentz.
Oh yeah.
Like I mean, if they're gonna ship the boat on him, please send him to Pittsburgh. Like I will pay for him to like sit behind Ben a year. Ben can retire, and then he comes in. Dude, we will be just fine. We gotta sign some people, but we'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what just worries me with the Steelers. Like. I feel like most other teams, like they have like competent backups that like if you put them in, like not necessarily maybe like a franchise guy or maybe even a franchise guy, but you could build off. Like I don't feel like the Steelers have like Josh Dobbs and Rudolph. Like I just don't think those are like franchise guys.
I mean, this is a history lesson, but like I mean. My dad told me, he said the thing holding
You
back the
don't agree,
Steelers.
Drew, or what?
No, I'm saying history. I'm like, we're getting a history lesson. What was this?
I said that he said the thing holding back the Steelers was always their quarterback. He said they had Neil O'Donnell, who sucked, and he threw a pick six in the Super Bowl and we lost. And then he got Cordell Stewart. You guys know Slash. I don't even think you guys know who Cordell Stewart is. They moved him to wide receiver.
Yeah.
He was like Lamar before Lamar, but not nearly as good. Anyway, then they got Tommy Maddox. I mean, XFL. You guys hopefully know who Tommy Maddox. I think he was 30 for 30. Then they got him, and then, but the point was they were in the AFC Championship game like year in and year out because their defense was so good, but they couldn't get over the hump. So, what's your point? Is Mason Rudolph our franchise quarterback? Absolutely not. Is Josh Dobbs our franchise quarterback? Absolutely not. I don't know what you're looking at, but
our brother's going to work. He was getting in the shower, so hopefully nothing.
Like you said, you're scared about it, and I am too a little bit, but the Steelers are still the Steelers. That dude knows what he's doing. He never overpays for somebody, and we always find pieces. So if the one thing the Steelers are good at, they're good at drafting wide receivers, linebackers, and linemen. And, I mean, that's pretty big. They need to find a quarterback. I wouldn't say anybody's good at finding a quarterback. You got to get lucky. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
All
right. So, ready to go on college football now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's start. Before we get in top 10s, let's just talk about the conference championship games.
Can I go to the bathroom real fast? I thought we were going to do a break, but.
Sure. Frank and I will just chit chat for a second. We'll wait on Ohio State. So, Frank, we'll talk about, we have like that little, you love Oklahoma, I love Iowa State type thing. I love Brock Purdy. You guys are like Spencer Rattler guys.
Yeah.
So, who you like in that one?
Spain's not here to back me up on this, but Oklahoma maybe. Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner. They're hot. I like it. They sucked at the beginning of the year and get hot at the right time. I think they're dangerous. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs by all means, but I think by the time this is over, they're going to be in the 5 to 6 range. So I think they win. But I don't think, I mean, like you said at the beginning of the show, or no, it was off camera. Iowa State lost to Louisiana Raging Cajuns, I believe.
Yeah, Cajuns.
Yeah. I mean, come on. And they have it's another loss. So yikes.
Yeah, Luke, who you like in that one? Oklahoma, Iowa State.
I like Oklahoma. Is that what you guys said?
No, I'm Iowa State.
You're Iowa State.
I love Brock Purdy. Maybe it's just, I think it's just the name. It's a sick name.
Yeah.
No skill. It's
boy.
nothing else but that. I just love that. I like him a lot. So that's the only reason I'm taking them. And
see, I like the quarterback on the other team. A big Spencer Rattler guy.
I hate him. He's probably my least favorite quarterback.
I'm gonna ride with him. I'm riding with him forever.
He's just such a jerk.
Man.
I only like him because I drafted him Madden.
Yeah, see, I know Frank likes him too, but I don't know. I told you guys about that little conspiracy theory thing I heard about why they put Iowa State so high, because they want Oklahoma to beat them, and then the playoff committee could be like, oh, well, look, they had this top 6 win, just slide them into 4. Like if like Ohio State or like Clemson or no, like if there's just one of those upsets, that could just be their reasoning, being like, wow,
the way I look at it, there's only the only 2 other teams that have a shot at getting in are Clemson, are Texas A&M and Cincy. If there's an upset somewhere, that's it. That should be it. That should
Coastal?
be it.
I would, dude. I wish Coastal could have played this weekend, man. They're tough.
It would have been huge.
Give me Coastal versus Cincy. Let's settle it.
But no, I don't want that. I want both of them to face good like Power 5 teams. Because if they go and beat Power 5 teams, they should just be like, why are we not getting any respect at this point? Because if they play each other and it's a great game, you're like, okay, 2 group of 5 teams played a great game against each other. But if they both beat Power 5 schools or play great games against them, you're like, so why aren't they getting any respect at this point?
I think Cincy could. I don't think Coastal could.
I don't either, but I mean, we're doing a lot of like a transitive property type thing of Iowa State already lost to Louisiana Lafayette. Coastal beat Louisiana Lafayette. Like,
yeah, Coastal also survived heartbreak from Troy like last weekend.
Yeah.
But I mean, every team has those type of games. Bama almost lost to Ole Miss this year.
Yeah, but the point is,
Clemson played Boston
when you're a
College
team,
close.
my opinion, when you're a team like Coastal fighting for a spot like this, you can't have those games.
No, of course not.
I'm in a close one with Auburn too.
A&M almost lost to Vanderbilt.
That's bad.
We played Penn State close. Notre Dame almost lost to Louisville. Everyone has their close game. So I think that's just in college football. I think you get your one write-off game of where you're like, you didn't look great that game. We mark it off because that's why everyone's like, oh, we can. I genuinely think it's Alabama and nobody else even close to them. Like obviously, I'm a huge Ohio State fan, and I think this will probably just transition into our top 10s. But I think it's Bama, 10 miles. Notre Dame, Ohio State right there. We're going to get crushed by them. Everyone's like, well, we can score on them. Look what Ole Miss did to them. This is the same thing as LSU last year where everyone's like, oh, remember that one game LSU gave up 40 points? People can score on them. No, you can't. You can't stop them, and you can't score on them. Bama's just getting better and better. So I guess before top 10s, like Ohio State.
I am so excited to see that game tomorrow, though, Notre Dame and Clemson. Like, that is going to be huge. Like,
I think Clemson is going to kill them.
That's what I'm thinking. I think Clemson's going to come out and dominate, but
as the great Joey Vitale said, Dabo and the troops are going to be pissed off.
But my thing with Dabo's already trying to make an argument for why they should be in the playoffs, even if they lose. He's already making excuses like Ohio State shouldn't be in with their schedule.
Ohio State is the scapegoat.
I hate
Ohio State.
God. It's over better. I hate Dabo. I hate Dabo, but I love the ACC, so I'm cheering for Clemson. But if they lose, like, you gotta go. Like, bye. Sorry.
Wait, timeout. Can I just get like a quick? This is nothing to do with what we're talking about, but the Cavs are already in mid-season form. They just lost to the Knicks, 119 to 83.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that. I got the notification. I was like, maybe not bring that up to Drew, but
playoff team, baby, playoff team.
We're close.
Psych.
Guess not. Yeah, but
it's preseason.
Yeah, no, I think the Cavs are going to be better this year, but that I don't want to talk
about. Has LeBron even like touched the court this year?
Yeah, he played last game.
Did he really? He played.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He played 15 minutes. Davis played 18.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Dude, I wouldn't even play him, bro. I would let him sit.
No, you just want to you don't want to play him like a full game. You just want to give him a couple minutes, just get his leg loose, get back into that NBA flow. Because LeBron always starts season slow. It's so annoying when he was with the Cavs. But Ohio State, Luke, how confident are you in that one?
Get tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Tomorrow at 12. A little bit nervous, but I think we'll win. I think here's my only thing I'll say. If we sneak this one out, or it's even like 10 points, 7 points, we're going to get shit on. I mean, everybody is going to be like, oh, you can't put Ohio State in.
And I agree. If we get crushed Northwestern, we're not beating anyone in the playoffs, and I don't want to go get crushed by someone in the playoffs again. It's embarrassing.
Thank you, Drew.
Yeah, I have come to that conclusion. Like I said, my love is for Ohio State. Like, you know, like Frank's love for the Steelers. I'd probably say that's where I'm at with Ohio State. But, dude, this has been a wacky year, and that would hurt even more if we just got in the playoffs and just got ran through. So, yeah, I mean, if we come out tomorrow and just bulldoze Northwestern,
I'll be the first one there saying we're in the playoffs. Let's go beat someone. Because I don't think I think we can hang with Bama maybe, but I still think they're the much better team.
Here's why I like Ohio State too. I think they just have revenge on their mind from that game from last year against Clemson. So, like, I think that's the only thing where you can be like, they came out there hungry. All these dudes wanted to play. Ohio State was big in the whole, you know, we want to play and all that. So that would be my only thing where it's just like it's personal for them. So, but I don't know, man. I think we got to crush Northwestern or else it's not looking good.
My thing with Northwestern, that defense is actually pretty good. You can hate on Northwestern as much as you want. They actually have a very good defense, and specifically in the pass defense. So they might be able to slow down Justin Fields. So maybe if it could stay close in the first half, that's bad for us because we are a horrible second half team this year.
Yeah.
So if we don't put them away early, that game might get a little scary.
Usually it's not been like that. Usually we're a pretty good second half team where once we figure it out, then we just put on 30 points. But I'm nervous about it. So.
And I love Pat Fitzgerald. He's just a good coach.
Good coach. Yeah. Really good football guy.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Anything, Frank? You want to trash on the Buckeyes for a little?
I'm not going to trash on them, but I'm just going to keep it straight up. Number one, there's nothing to be nervous about. If you're a playoff team, you go kill these people. You think Bama fans are nervous about Florida?
Frank,
hell no.
Time out, Frank.
Just saying.
You are nervous about every Pittsburgh Steelers game from week 1 to week 17.
That's different. That's so different. That's the NFL.
So?
That's the NFL. It's the NFL.
I should not be nervous about the Browns versus the Jets.
This is so much. Do I have to go pull up Ohio State's payroll and stuff like that compared to Northwestern's?
They're both Big Ten schools. We're playing in the same game. 100 yards. Football field's 100 yards, baby. Anything can happen.
This is so different. And you hit the nail on the head. Number one, you shouldn't be nervous because if you don't kill them, you shouldn't be in. You said it.
But
so there's nothing to be nervous about.
Well, why would I not be nervous about that then?
Because even if you win, there's no way in hell they're going to take you out if you win. If you win by 1 or 45 points. By 1 or I promise you by 1 or 45 points.
If that Notre Dame Clemson game's close and if Florida beats a Bama,
in Florida,
we're odd man out.
Exactly. Yeah. I agree with that. I 100% agree with that, Drew.
Or if Oklahoma beats Iowa State by 30.
Wait. Let's think about this because this will lead into the top 10. If Florida does beat Bama's what? So they're going to kick Bama out?
No, Ohio State.
They're kicking Ohio State out.
Ohio State's out, or Notre Dame if Notre Dame gets crushed, or if Clemson loses. If Clemson loses, they should. If Clemson gets their second loss and they are in the playoffs, I will be irate. It makes no sense.
Okay, so all right, Bama, let's say out of, I don't know, meteor strikes the world. Florida loses, or Florida beats Bama. Okay, Bama's still in. Bama's locked. There's no way in hell.
Mullen's optimistic.
Fuck Mullins. Bama's in.
Agreed.
All right, who we got win, Notre Dame or Clemson?
I'm saying Clemson.
All right, Clemson wins.
I think it's going to be a great game.
I
just don't know.
Somewhat of a cop-out
Clemson wins,
but okay.
Clemson wins.
Huge cop-out answer. That's exactly what I did.
If Clemson wins, I think Notre Dame's in. If you win, you're automatically in, no matter what. If you lose, Texas A&M probably goes in. It's that simple, in my opinion. It's not hard.
But I think this year in particular, I think you're right on that. If this is a normal season, Ohio State's played all of our games, and we beat Northwestern by a little bit in the conference championship game. Right, where we won, we're in. We've had other games, but I think even just the fact we had no Michigan even on the year, not a lot of games. If we keep it close with Northwestern, I would not be that surprised if the committee was like, yeah, maybe not this year.
I would, and I fucking hate Ohio State. There's no way. If they win, they're getting in.
They've already made the point. There's a bias in this. Florida lost to LSU. LSU is awful. They fell one spot. They should have been nearly out of the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're not gonna put a team that has Texas A&M has what, one loss?
Yes.
Okay. All right. The only way they would put them ahead of you is if you lost. They're not gonna do that. I'm telling you. If you win, you're in. If you lose, you're out. It's that simple. And you're gonna win. Okay. It doesn't matter if you win by 3 points or 45 for the 18th time.
I don't like this, Frank. I don't like this. You just jinxed it.
How?
100% jinx.
How are you? I mean, you guys are tweaking for no reason. This is way different.
I'm not tweaking. I'm just being honest. I truly.
It's a Big Ten championship.
First of all,
I think we're gonna win.
We keep talking about like a college playoff this, college playoff that. Like they're not giving. This team you're playing lost to Michigan State, and what are they ranked?
Nothing.
They just had a bad.
No, what's Northwestern ranked? What's Northwestern ranked?
Oh,
14th.
Yeah, I was gonna say
exactly.
15ish.
And they lost to Michigan State, so you're fine. Okay, they should be like 25th at the most.
But the Northwestern's looked really good in some decent games against like Wisconsin, and they just beat someone last week.
Wisconsin sucks. They lose to everybody. They lost. Like they've had 3 losses. They played 5 games, lost 3 times. And we talked about them.
Northwestern's not that bad.
I am anti-Ohio State, and usually any minute I can jump on them to get them the hell out of the playoffs, I would. Not this year, because there's no way in hell they can put a team. Ohio State's undefeated. If they weren't playing in this game, yes, they could get dropped. But they are, and they're going to win. And if they win by 1, they win by 45, they're in. Okay? If they lose, they're out. They lose, they're out.
We all agree with that.
Like you said, the way it gets interesting is if Clemson loses, what happens to them? But the thing we didn't even talk about is, what if Notre Dame loses and they sneak Texas A&M over Notre Dame?
Notre Dame would have to get crushed.
Yeah,
would they?
I just honestly feel like the most
because Texas A&M's best win would be a 3-loss Florida.
I know, but Texas A&M's loss is Bama.
Here's what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you said, craziness happens. Florida beats Bama, and Clemson beats Notre Dame. I still don't think they're going to drop Notre Dame out, and I don't think they're going to drop Alabama out. They're just going to shuffle them around. So I honestly think these 4 teams that they have right now, top 4, are in.
Yeah, I think you're wrong about that. I think if Bama loses, that's what screws Notre Dame if they lose. Because if Bama loses, that takes the Notre Dame spot, and someone has to come in, and that would be Texas A&M.
Yeah,
so then you have your 4. You got Ohio State, Bama, and Texas A&M. But that's only if Bama loses.
Dude, okay, but here's the thing. You're saying if Notre Dame loses to Clemson, who's 2 spots behind them, but if Alabama loses to a team that's 7 or 6 spots behind them, you would drop out Notre Dame but not Bama? That would both be their first. That would both be a first loss.
So you would drop out Bama. You would drop out Bama.
No,
if they lost.
Absolutely not.
Okay, then it doesn't
I don't think you can drop out Notre Dame then, though.
It's like the thing, they've already proved that they're not going to drop those teams far. When Notre Dame beat Clemson,
proved it.
Clemson fell 1 spot. They fell from 2 to 3. So they're not dropping teams.
Yeah.
So
why would Clemson fall even further if they lost to Notre Dame?
You guys aren't going to like this, but here's where I'm going for it. Number 16 wasn't out there when they beat him.
Agreed.
I don't think it makes that much. DJ Uiagalelei threw for the most yards in Clemson history that game.
I hate when I get what you're saying, Frank. Like Trevor Lawrence is amazing, but it's like same thing with like Alabama, where like when one like Jalen Hurts, they're like, oh, we don't want Jalen Hurts. Okay, we'll throw in Tua, who's just as good and ends up beating him out for the spot. It's like those teams. It doesn't matter who you're putting in. You're putting in the number 1 guy in the draft in the class before him.
I disagree. I think it matters. I think this guy's a real deal, and I think it matters.
I think, dude, DJ is going to be in the Heisman watch next year. 100%.
Yes. Yeah, next year. But I think Trevor Lawrence is way better. But
it's
I think that's just from
Hey, we'll see tomorrow. We will see tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right.
We will see tomorrow.
This is a huge prove-it game for just Notre Dame as a university.
I think you're right though, Drew. I think they have to stay in it. I mean, if they get murdered, someone's sneaking in.
All right. So
Chip Kelly and his families can go travel down to the Sugar Bowl or whatever the hell is the secondary game for the people who don't make it.
He said we're gonna, if the fans can't come.
Brian Kelly, he's an idiot.
Notre Dame.
Oh, I said Chip Kelly, didn't I?
No, we're going. Yeah. Notre Dame, the university was like, just be
sorry,
quiet.
Chip. Hold down UCLA for me.
Oh man.
All right, I'm gonna do my top 10. You guys can agree, disagree. We'll see. All right, Bama 1, Notre Dame 2. Duh. If any of you guys don't have that, you're wrong. 3, Ohio State. This is where it can start changing. If you want Clemson, Ohio State, Clemson, that's my 3-4. Again, that's wherever you want to place them. This is where it's going to get contentious. I've had Cincy 5 for all year. I'm going to keep them 5 because I'm not punishing a team because they've had coronavirus and other teams have had it. They're undefeated. I love Cincy. Actually, I hate Cincy like as a team, a rivalry, but they're 5. A&M 6.
Yeah.
You guys.
X going to
Hey, undefeated. We're winning again Saturday. That's all I'm saying about Xavier.
Just go.
All right, yeah.
God,
come
I mean,
on,
just
save it
hating on me for no
another
reason because I
show.
like Xavier. A&M
In
6,
Spain.
Coastal, whatever. Coastal 7,
Let's go.
Indiana 8, Florida 9, and then 10. I don't really care which one you put. So Oklahoma or Iowa State. I would probably put Iowa State 10, but then it makes the argument, wouldn't Louisiana Lafayette, shouldn't they be in there? But Iowa State already beat Oklahoma, so I think they should be above them. But then it just throws a wrench in there with everything. So that's where I have it. And I think Georgia, honestly, is better than a lot of these teams, but they got crushed by 30 points twice this year. And I think Georgia's finally figured it out now with JT Daniels, but they can't be top 10. Anything?
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate it. I mean, obviously, you know what I hate, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. Not
We-
gonna get into that whole argument.
I was gonna say we've
I
done
don't.
that before.
I mean, I don't like your 7 through probably 10.
Can you go through
But-
it again, Drew? 7 through 10 again.
All right, so 7, we've got Coastal. And my thing with
Yeah.
Coastal, you've got a win over BYU, you got a win over Lafayette. Those are 2 pretty good wins. And I think that's a better win than Indiana has. Florida's got their win over Georgia. I mean, that's a
Well, I
good
don't
win.
even have Indiana in my top 10.
I don't
so-
either.
And then Oklahoma, Iowa State both have 2 losses. So that's my argument there.
All right.
Fair enough.
Wait, one last thing. My thing for a group of 5, I think you take a 1-loss Power 5 program, unless there's like a dominant group of 5. Like I say, like a Gonzaga of a group of 5 in football. A 1-loss Power 5, 9 times out of 10, I'm taking over a 0-loss group of 5. But when the Power 5 has 2 losses, that's when I'm changing it up. I think you have to give the benefit of the doubt at this point. You've lost twice. And if you're facing an undefeated team, just give them a shot. They haven't lost. The team's already lost twice, so they've proven they're not perfect at this point. All right, that's all.
Fair. I mean, it's fine. Yeah.
Either one of you guys now.
Okay.
Do you want me to go, Frank? Or okay, go ahead.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. 1 Bama, 2 Notre Dame, 3 Clemson, 4 OSU.
You switched this week.
5.
You had Ohio State 3 most of the year.
I know, but they didn't play. 5, I don't know. Like I said, I'm a Ohio State hater. I look for that opportunity.
That's
I'll
fine.
switch it.
Hey, 3, 4, whatever.
5 Florida. I'm just kidding. 5 Texas A&M. 6 Cincy. 7 Iowa State. I said this is one of my better ones. 7 Iowa State. 8 Oklahoma. 9 Florida. 10 Coastal.
Dude, I had very, very similar lists.
I think that is one of my best ones all year right there. Any questions, and I can explain.
Well, let's just hear Luke's first.
Yeah,
Okay.
because mine's just literally so Bama 1, 2 Notre Dame, 3 LSU, 4 Clemson, 5 A&M, 6 Cincy, 7 Iowa State. I put 4 to 8 because they're playing in the conference game, so I'll give them that. 9 Oklahoma, and then 10 I have Coastal/Georgia. So
My thing is, what's your difference between a Coastal and a Cincinnati?
nothing. I mean, I think I look at them as pretty much the same.
Then why is one a 10, the other a 6?
Because I think Cincy's competition's still better.
Yeah, I think Cincy still is better competition, and I just think because they've been up there, they've been in this top 10 list all year. Like Coastal is now kind of emerging into that because of that huge BYU win. But I mean,
Which I'd like to point out, we talked a bit. Everybody ripped on me for not having BYU in my top 10 all year. Where have they gone since? I haven't heard anything about them. So I just
Well, they
want to
lost.
point
They're
that
done.
one
They,
out.
they had their shot.
I know.
And they got,
I know,
they
but
got
I
shut
just
up.
want to say, I just wanted to point that out. Fraud, but stick to basketball. Yeah, but
basketball?
back to Luke's point, Luke and I's point, I think that Cincy just plays better competition, and and if anybody out of that a conversation deserves a real shot, it would definitely be them, not Coastal.
because again, I think if you play Cincy versus Coastal, I think Cincy wins.
Yeah.
Probably not a blowout, but not like it might be a nail. Yeah, actually, I might have said earlier in the show it'd be a really good game. So let me just not like completely go back on myself, but maybe I'm changing a little bit. But I don't think it would be. I'd say like a 10-point victory on Cincy then.
Yeah.
So.
Fair.
All right. Well, that's weird. That was not a lot of arguing. I mean, it's just us three. We're like, I feel like a civil. This is a nice, calm group.
Yeah,
I like
this
it.
is good. Yeah, it's a good group.
All right. Anyone got anything else? Any sports
Yeah,
topics?
I'd like to say something real quick. Yeah, Spain, I know you're listening to this. Quit hiding from me and get on the show and talk, because you're all big and bad behind the keyboard, buddy. But
I
you put
agree.
that little camera in your face with the flags in the background, those lips are sealed. So get on here and talk.
Yeah, I agree. And here's his thing. What did he say when Baker threw that pick? Oh, at least he doesn't do it in the red zone like Ben does. Like that's the first thing he says. Like, dude.
Buddy has if you're gonna be a good fan, be a good fan like Drew. Drew can talk all the trash behind our backs, but hey, he's cool. When he talks trash to us or our face, at least it's cool, and he can agree to some of our statements. I've never heard you agree one time.
Yeah,
I definitely think I've started to change a little bit. A little like definitely not high school Drew, where I was just, I mean, the worst sports.
No, dude, he's bad. If I said it snowed outside, he'd be like, "Well, it snowed the day before that, and the day before that, Frankie too." And Ben's yard per 10 is like 4.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like this, you Ben and the Steelers just live in his head. Like it's just like constantly like, oh, it snowed today. Ben's not able to walk out or throw.
All I said. He sent that QB chat, I think, or chart of that RAL or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of like stats like that, which I'm not. Like that's a whole nother subject that I don't even want to get into. I don't like those stats. I like the main stats, like, and I don't think stats tell the whole story sometimes. But anyway,
oh yeah.
All I said was I just didn't like that stat, and he was like, yeah, you're more of a yards per attempt guy, aren't you, Frankie? And I'm just like, I'm gonna kill this.
Oh,
PFF isn't that's like what's their main like
football
grading?
focus?
Like, yeah, but what's their main grading? Because I remember I listened to a podcast with Collinsworth, and he was explaining a situation where he said, if you've got Aaron Rodgers throwing a pass up to Devontae Adams or something,
yeah,
he throws the ball up, and Devontae Adams is running, doesn't see the ball, like doesn't turn around, and then he gets it picked off. They don't give as many negative points to Aaron Rodgers. They give more negative points to Devontae Adams, and then the cornerback doesn't even get a lot of points because it was an easy interception. So it's like those are like what you're saying, where like stats, like you would just see, oh, Aaron Rodgers threw a pick, and you're like, oh, well, bad on him. But then you would actually have to understand, no, probably shouldn't have thrown a pick here. His wide receiver, didn't go up for a ball or whatever it was. So I agree with that. Like,
but that's even like real.
Definitely.
I don't even think real stats always tell the whole story, because like a player sometimes just like
what I'm saying.
Like Baker had a couple of games where he only threw for 200 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. It doesn't look like a great game on paper, but we're running the ball 40 times and there's no reason to throw the ball. So stats don't always tell the story, but I also think I think the only sport where stats really always tell the story is baseball.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
That's fact.
Yeah.
And there are some times where stats don't tell a story in baseball. For example, you could go up to the plate, runner on third, 1 out, you hit a ground ball to second base, he scores, but your average goes down.
Yeah.
Because you got out. Like, so, I mean, there's definitely blind spots to everything, but that whole pro football focus pisses me off. Like, I just don't like them.
Football's
I
too
don't
hard to judge with analytics.
Yeah,
you can't do that, dude. Like, you can't.
I don't mind, like, when he explained it that way, I don't mind that explanation. Like, that makes sense to me, where he's saying, like, look, like, everybody watching the game, if Aaron Rodgers throws that pick, they're saying to themselves, that wide receiver, wasn't in position, didn't even try for the ball or whatever. You're not, like, completely like, well, Rodgers is terrible.
Yeah, but, like, that's also a thing, though. Like, for example, if Drew ran a slant and I hit him for 5 yards, it's 5 yards. No one's changing that. These guys, like you just said, can change like their points and stuff. So what is so definite about that? Like, I mean, that's just my opinion.
I agree.
Well, I think we got everything out of our system.
Yeah.
Long time without recording, but I think we're gonna try to be more consistent, maybe, especially over break. I think we'll have a little more time.
No
So
more school.
you'll have a month of serious videos. Also, for anyone who made it this far, you're an actual fan of On the Lake. So like all 4 of you, maybe trivia this week. We're gonna finish up that tournament in the next like 2 weeks.
Good.
So,
See you soon, Lukey boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you got another game there. You got another game.
That's
That's
super
why I
interesting.
said see you soon.
That's what's super interesting about this. I hate Spain when it comes to sports stuff, but it's my trivia partner, man. So I got to go to bat for him.
Hey, Luke, you mind telling the viewers how many times you've beaten us?
I think it's 0.
Yeah, I think you're correct too.
Hey, what'd you say? What'd you say about Steelers and Ravens?
It's a rivalry game. Anything can happen,
man.
and it's hard to be.
Look, if you beat us 3 times in a row, then you won in the Super Bowl. You won it all. So
the worst part is, Frank, you have to beat them 4 times in a row.
that's true. Twice.
I don't think the Steelers did that. I'm pretty sure the next year they played them, they got smacked on opening day.
Who is it? Who's
It's
playing?
Man, Ian. So
Okay.
and they have surprised me. I'll be honest. They've
we had
been a 10-point a game
with
team.
them.
So
Yeah.
they're tough. They're no easy out. But again, thanks everyone for watching. It's been a pretty good show. Check us out: Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, our new one.
TikTok, like the TikToks, guys.
Yeah. So thanks guys for watching. See you next time.